Shabbat shalom, Linda. How are you?
Um, no, don't like it. I'm in delay. I don't like it.
I'm not certain what's causing that. Um, it, yeah,
Weird.
yes, I think you might have a problem with your I don't know if you've got a problem with your internet signal there.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's horrible. I'm talking and then my map isn't moving.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hmm,
What
very
you want?
You
odd.
are a bit late, yes.
Here, hang on.
Stefan, I hope we start on time, but there's very few people in there at the moment, so and we only have 10 minutes before start time, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of them will come in late, I should think. Well, not late, but it's 6:30, so
Yes.
I think we just have to start with at 6:30 and hope for the best.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We'll see how they're doing because there's very few people in the hall at the moment.
yeah. What time did Mazzorti start?
Same time.
Oh, same time. Okay.
Yeah. But there isn't anyone yet.
No. Oh dear. At least you have a chance to set the scroll for tomorrow anyway.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly what I've done. So, all ready for tomorrow. Wonderful. Done.
Excellent.
Right. Quick chance to do the check scroll too. All the scroll set.
Good.
Hello. Jack in the box today. Yes, sorry. You are the first.
Well, I'm the first to come in here. There's plenty more out there.
Good, that's even better. Even better. So, yes, and it's not very nice weather, is it?
No, although it's not as bad as it has been. When I came down from Nottingham on Thursday, it was throwing it down all the way down. So, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just,
my garden looks like a swamp.
I know ours was like that as well.
It's horrible.
I go out to feed the birds, I have to put wellies on.
Yeah, absolutely. For us too. Let me see. 5. done. I'll be out. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm so used to logging in like half an hour early to host. It's kind of like habit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hmm.
It's I think we should be at the stage now. We could probably do it 5 minutes before the service, but
Yeah, but it's because we share because like screen share. So I've got the Torah and the Haftarah and various other things, and I have to set them all up beforehand. So I like
yeah,
to make sure I've got that done, and then
yeah,
at least I'm on there.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's we don't share. Well, we won't. I might share the reading tonight because that's not in Siddur Lev Chadash. But other than that, it will just be live action, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Does look very empty though.
I know it's well, I think it's one of the things we need to discuss at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's because I mean, because all the other ones are just online, but it's because they're doing the Shabbat Beitenu, the with the supper.
we were just talking about that today though, and saying maybe we need to do like a targeted email the
Yeah,
week before just to say to people, it's happening because I know it's in the newsletter, but people have a habit of not reading things. So,
yeah,
maybe an email to the people we think might be interested
yeah.
might be a way of,
We
the liberal regulars, the reform regulars, plus
yeah.
councils and people like that, and just say, look, it's happening. Come along.
Because we send sort of like a blanket email out the week before our services from
Mm.
Stevenage. But I mean, not everyone reads even the emails, so
Well, it's on the newsletter, it's on the website,
yeah.
but then people still say, "Oh, I didn't know it was starting at 6:30," or I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know you were in person this week."
Oh,
So,
hang on, I just got to go and answer my door. Hang on.
okay, I'll leave you to it. Shabbat Shalom, Sandra. Shabbat Shalom, Bernie.
Right, Theo! We're going, darling, so do you want to start getting ready?
And I'll just mute.
So at the moment it's Zoom 4, Synagogue 0. But I think we've got two in this synagogue because it's 4-2 to us at the moment. We're hoping for at least a draw. Are you sitting comfortably, Bernie? And then we'll begin.
Four minutes. Ooh.
Passing it fine.
Hannah normally goes to the Friday night one there.
There may well be people setting up outside or helping with the setup outside and then come in at last, So they might be in the hall. It's the one place we don't have any cameras in that place, which is the kiddie shop. Right.
as we are going to start this service very shortly, let me just put on my talit and welcome to all of you on Zoom as well as those of you in the room, particularly those who zoom in all the way from France, but from everywhere. So welcome, Shabbat Shalom. Before we even start with the service itself, let me first open these articles. Open this. Here we go. So, before we start with the lighting their candles and Matovu, we first start with a little meditation. And David, could you mind closing the door? Thank you. So, and we see the meditation, it's on page 548 in your prayer book, at the bottom of the page. But if you're joining on Zoom, it's on the screen as well. It's from the prophet Jeremiah, who wrote, "So thus says the Eternal, if you produce something precious out of what is worthless, then you will speak for me." And I think that's really wonderful. Anything we can create that is precious from whatever is around us. And we speak for God. So if we are praying, all the mundane that we sometimes struggle with, we can make very special just by our attitude and what we bring in. So with that thought, not quite yet. We are going, so let me just, I know you're thinking which is wonderful. So you can stand here, it should stay open.
I'm wondering if it would. Good.
Stay.
Okay.
We start the service with Matovu on page 101. And please do join in with all the singing and the reading to fill up this room with sound. Matovu ohalaych yameh mishkanotayim Yisrael. Matovu ohalaych leah mishkanotayich Rachel. How good are your tents, O Jacob, and your homes, O Israel. And by singing this, we create this sense of holy space. And now it's time for holy time. So may I ask you to light the Shabbat candles? Those of you who are joining on Zoom, if you want to light Shabbat candles as well, please do join in as well. On page 447. Sorry, do you want to? Here we go. You are not used to this. I know. I need to get used to it. So, after this exchange, we turn to page 109, to Yedid Nefesh, which is this beautiful song that's part of Kabbalat Shabbat, and it speaks about the beloved of the soul. And this is a Kabbalistic song, but I thought it would be nice to think and have things kind of focusing a little bit on love, because we are, of course, in February, very close to Valentine's Day, and we are just kind of, even if we don't want to focus on it, you just get it in your face all the time with all these ads. So if we think, we don't really want to deal with it, but we want to focus our prayers on love, we turn to Yedid Nefesh on page 109. Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Hayal, Ishtachaveh, El Mul Hadarecha, Yeraf Lo, Yedidotecha, Min Ofet Tzuf, Vechol Ta'am, Adonai, Ziv HaOlam, Nafshi, Cholat Ahavecha, Ana El Nerefa Nala, Beharot La, Noam Zivecha, אז תתחזק ותתרפא, והייתה לה שמחת עולם, ותיק ימונה רחמך, וחוסנה על בן אהובך, איזה כמה נחשפתי לראות בתפארת עוזך, אלה חמדה ליבי וחוסנה ואל תתעלם. היגאלנה ופרוס חביבי עלי את סוכת שלומך, תאיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בך, מהר אהוב כי בא המועד, וכוננו כי מעולם. ידה די 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 די, ידה די 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 די, ידה די 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 די, ידה די די די, ידה די 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 די, ידה די 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 די, ידה די 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 די. These beautiful words and beautiful melody, that sense of longing, we suddenly turn to the Psalms for Kabbalat Shabbat. Psalm 96 on page 112, and if online you use Sidor Lev Chadash, it's page 71. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. הבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, חילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, עפתי תבל, בעלתי מות ידי נעמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירעם הים ומלואו, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצייה לפני אדוני, כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק ובאמונתו. די 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 די. We could go on, but we go to Lechadodi on page 121, page 73 in Sidor Lev Chadash, if you're using that at home. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zacho b'dibur echad hishmi'anu, el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'halitila. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat לכו ונלחקים מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נעשוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי כי באורך, קומי אורי אורי אורי, שדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה, ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. And I don't know, I hope that even if we did not see this Shabbat HaKala, the idea that Shabbat is like a queen that comes in, a bride, a queen comes in our midst, that we can at least feel the presence of Shabbat in our midst after we sang Lechadodi. So, therefore, we now turn to this special psalm for Shabbat on page 124, page 89 in Sidor Lev Chadash, for those of you online. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, a Shabbat to sing, a song to sing for the Shabbat day. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot LaAdonai, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל. ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידך רנן. מה גודלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. And now we turn to the Baruch on page 127. And so we have different ways of dealing with this: liberal, reform. Reform, we stand towards and we face towards the ark and we bow for the Baruch Hu, but you just do whatever feels good to you in this setting. So page 127, and for those of you online, page 92 if you use Siddur Lev Chadash. Blessed are you, our God and Creator, sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening twilight, who opens the gates of dawn with wisdom and with foresight makes times pass and seasons change. Your plan sets the stars in their courses in the sky, creating day and night, turning light into darkness and darkness into light. You make the day fade away and bring on the night, separating day and night. You are the ruler of the hosts of heaven. Blessed are you, God, who brings on the evening twilight. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha hafta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochbeinu, uvkumeinu na'asiach b'chukecha, ונשמח ונעלוז בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך וחוקותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם בלילה, נגי יומם בלילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב את עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך, בכל נפשך, בכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. And we just take a few minutes silence to read the second and third paragraph of the Shema, which are on page 132 and 134. You can use it for your own thoughts. Now, if you use Siddur Lev Chadash online, you can find second and third paragraph on page 539. Is it 539? Yeah, 539 in your Siddur Lev Chadash. The bottom of page 134. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. All this is true and firmly held by us, that you are our living God and no other exists, and that we are Israel, your people. You perform great deeds beyond research, too wonderful to tell. Your children saw your power, praised and thanked your name, and willingly accepted your rule over them. With great joy, Moses and Miriam and the children of Israel answered you in song, all of them saying, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot toseh fele. Our living God, your children saw your rule over the sea of reeds. All of them, as one, honored you as sovereign, saying, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. And it is prophesied, for the Almighty has set Jacob free and rescued him from a hand stronger than his own. Blessed are you, God, who rescues Israel. And let us read together on page 136. Source of our life and our sovereign, cause us to lie down in peace and rise again to enjoy life. Spread over us the covering of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Be a shield about us, turning away every enemy, disease, violence, hunger, and sorrow. Remove the temptation that awaits us and the guilt that lies behind us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are a God who guards and protects us, a ruler of mercy and compassion. Guard us when we go out and when we come in, to enjoy life and peace both now and forever, and spread over us the shelter of your peace. Blessed are you, God, spreading the shelter of peace over us, over your people Israel, and over all the world. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We now turn to the Amidah on page 140. So please stand for the Amidah, the standing prayer. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi teilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi teilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'Elohei imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Rivka, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, קונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, פוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You made the seventh day holy to your name, as the end of the creation of heaven and earth. You blessed it above all other days, and made it holier above all other times. And so it is written in your Torah, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. Let us read together. O God and God of our ancestors, may our rest be pleasing to you. Make us holy by doing your commands, and let us share in the work of your Torah. Make us content with your goodness, and let our souls know the joy of your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your love and goodwill, let us inherit your holy Shabbat, and may all Israel who seek holiness find in it their rest. Blessed are you, God, who makes the Shabbat holy. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, בלי תפילתם שאה, וברחמך הרבים תחפוץ בנו, ותשרה שכינתך על ציון. We continue on page 146, because of course today is Rosh Chodesh. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, יעלה ויבוא, ויגיע ויראה וירצה וישמע, ויפקד ויזכר, זיכרוננו ופקדוננו, בזיכרון אבותינו, בזיכרון משיח בן דוד עבדך, בזיכרון ירושלים עיר קודשך, בזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך, לפלטה ולטובה, לחן ולחסד ולרחמים, לחיים ולשלום, ביום ראש החודש הזה. זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה, ופוקדנו בו לברכה, והושיענו בו לחיים טובים. ובדבר ישועה ורחמים חוס וחוננו, כי אליך עינינו, כי אל מלך חנון ורחום אתה. ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר שכינתו לציון. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צורנו, צור חיינו, ומגן ישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך, נספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, המרחם כי לא תמו חסדיך, כי מעולם קיווינו לך. ועל כולם יתברך ויתרומם ויתנשא תמיד שמך מלכנו לעולם ועד. בכל החיים יודוך סלע, והללו וברכו את שמך הגדול באמת, האל ישועתנו בעזרתנו סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולך נאה להודות. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam, tasim leolam. Baruch ata Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. We take a minute's silence for the meditation, the top of page 149. Say shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol ha'olam. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Please be seated. Now, tomorrow we will be reading from Parashat Mishpatim, which comes straight after, the Ten Commandments. We have 10 Commandments given on Mount Sinai. It's very interesting, actually, because the rabbis are not sure what exactly the Israelites heard when God spoke. So what part of that revelation was straight from God or actually interpreted by Moses? Because once the Israelites perceived all this, the kol shofar, the sound of the shofar, which they could see, it says, it was that loud, and all the lightning and the rumble, and it was too scary. And they said to Moses, you deal with it, and you tell us, and that's fine for us. And what is very interesting, of course, is that almost every time Moses speaks on behalf of God, or translates, as it were, what God says, that people say, you know what, you deal with it, and we will do whatever God says. V'na'aseh, we will do. Of course, most famous is eventually their answer, na'aseh v'nishma. They say, we will do, and we will listen. Very interesting. It seems to be the wrong way round, right? Normally you just listen and then you do what you've been told. So we tell our kids, do what I say. But they say, no, we will do and we will listen. Now, they make a big thing out of that. What does that mean? It means that the Israelites were so eager to do what God would tell them that they say, yes, we'll do whatever God says. That's one interpretation. Another interpretation might be that the Israelites actually, of course, they were slaves. They had been told what to do all the time. Saying, yeah, we'll do. Whatever you say, we'll do it. But that's not what God wanted. God wanted them to listen. Because one of the most important things is, Shema Yisrael, listen, O Israel. Because what does it mean to listen? It's to actually think about it. It's not just, yeah, I hear. The most annoying thing I think that people can tell you is to say, I hear what you say. It means, yeah, I can hear what you say, but I'm just going to disregard it. I hate it when they say that. So that's not the kind of listening that God means when I say, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel. is actually listen and take to heart. So it took a while before the Israelites actually said, we will do and we will listen. It took them a while to really understand. And there is another bit in Parashat Mishpatim that's interesting, and that is where in the Reform, we, as I know liberals have as well, you have kind of a 3-yearly cycle, only I know at the LGS, the rabbis would just choose whatever they wanted to read in that cycle. But we have a proper yearly cycle in that we read 1 year, we read all the beginnings of the yearly cycle, the next year all the middle bits, and the last of the 3 we read all the end, so that in 3 years we've read the whole of the parasha, the whole of the Torah properly. And so we are at the end, and there where we begin, it says, God says, I will send an angel before you. Well, what's that angel? Someone who will deal with everything. Now, malach may mean an angel, and we think of a divine messenger, but could just be a messenger. And some rabbis say, well, who's that angel? It's just Moses. Moses is the one sent by God, and they have to listen to him, which of course they do not always do. So maybe that's why the we shall listen came so reluctantly. One other part that's really difficult and often quoted that comes up in Parashat Mishpatim, which deals with laws. Now, Mishpatim, of course, there's 2 words in Torah often used with regard to commandments and laws, and there's Mishpatim and Chukim. Very often they are mentioned together. These are the laws and the statutes, it's often translated, or other words they use. But what's the difference by Mishpatim and Chukim? The rabbis see a division between Mishpatim and Chukim. Mishpatim, they see, is what we would probably regard as natural law, kind of law that we see that's kind of embedded in humanity. If we want to have a just society, we have to live by certain rules. And so Mishpatim are the rules that we would have come up with ourselves. And if we look at the 10 Commandments, you could almost divide those in Mishpatim and Chukim, because Chukim, the rabbis say, are laws that if God hadn't given them, we wouldn't keep them necessarily. Shabbat, kashrut. Kashrut doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why can you not eat this animal but that animal? Or shatnez is another strange law. You can't mix linen and wool. Why on earth not? What's wrong with that? What do we harm by doing that? So the rabbi said, these are chukim. These are laws that God gives us. Because God gives us, we have to do them. And if you look at the 10 Commandments who are there, you could say that those on the right are more chukim-like, because they are commandments between God and Israel. But the ones on the other side are more mishpatim, like don't murder, don't steal. That makes sense if you want to have a just society. So in these mishpatim we have one very famous law which also has given us a lot of trouble. And that's usually known as the lex talionis, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand and a foot for a foot. Seems logical, right? Seems just. Someone chops my hand, I'll take your hand. That seems fair, right? Obviously, it's not fair. And the rabbis very soon pick holes into this rule. They say, obviously, that's not what God can mean. What happens is someone pokes out your eye, either by accident or on purpose, but only partially. So you are 75% blind, but you can still see. Should I do the same to that person? How do I do that? Worse even, if I'm already blind by one eye and they poke out the good eye. Suddenly I'm completely blind. Should the perpetrator be both eyes be poked out? Is that fair? Is that... It's not what justice is about. But interestingly, one of the more modern commentators says, why is this brought up? Because if you say, now we translate this in monetary restitution, so you have to pay for it. You cause damage, you have to pay for it. Someone can't see anymore. How do you put that into money so that their life, they can live their life as they lived it before? How do you pay for the damage that you have caused? They say, well, that's all good and well, but sadly, if you're very poor, who's going to pay? You have to pay £10,000 for whatever you've done, but I don't have it. So who's going to pay for it then? So it says, actually, if you translate it into money, it's not very fair either, because not everybody can actually do that. And so we come with this idea of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but it's not literal, and the rabbis have never ever seen it as literal. But as I said, it has caused us a lot of trouble, because very often people have said, oh, the Jews, look at the Torah, how bloodthirsty Jews are, because that's what it says, that's what justice is. Rabbis have always changed it into paying restitution. If something happens, whether it is by accident or on purpose, and then when it's by accident, is it a matter of negligence or not? The rabbi is very, very focused trying to work that out and to create a just society, as just as we can be. And sometimes that is incredibly difficult, because life can seem to be incredibly unfair, and still you have to find a way to bring about justice, and that really is the focus of Parashat Mishpatim. So no longer any stories, no longer mountains spewing fire and all that, but we have laws that reverberate still in our lives, and actually that's very exciting too, in a different way. So, if you want to know what these laws all are, well, the answer is, be here tomorrow. You'll hear it all being read from the scroll. Whichever service you go into, you'll hear some of that. So, now, we turn to Aleinu, which also talks, of course, of a just society, a wish for a better society. So, Aleinu is on page 310. And let us stand as we read it. And if you have Siddur Lev Chadash, of course, at home, you have to go to page 520. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לצאת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום ושבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Therefore, Almighty God, we put our hope in you. Soon let us witness the glory of your power when the worship of material things shall pass away from the earth, and prejudice and superstition shall at last be cut off, when the world will be set right by the rule of God, and all humanity shall speak out in your name, and all the wicked of the earth shall turn to you. Then all who inhabit this world shall meet in understanding, and shall know that to you alone each one shall submit and pledge themselves in every tongue. In your presence, Almighty God, they shall bow down and be humble, honoring the glory of your being. All shall accept the duty of building your kingdom, so that your reign of goodness shall come soon and last forever. For yours alone is the true kingdom, and only the glory of your rule endures forever. So it is written in your Torah, the Eternal shall rule forever and ever. So it is prophesied, V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. And on page 315, the souls of the righteous are in the hands of God, and no harm shall come to them. God, source of compassion, you give life, in which joys and sorrows are mingled, and send death with its promise of eternal peace. We mourn this week the death of Ruth Markham, the mother of Anita Feldman. May you comfort her family and all who mourn for her. May God, who is full of compassion, whose presence is over us, cover her in the shelter of your wings forever, and bind her soul into the gathering of life. We remember at this time all those who once shared with us the joys and challenges of life, but who are with us no longer. May their souls shine like the brightness of the heavens. We thank you for all you gave them during their lives. We think especially of those who died at this time in years past. In Mosaic Reform we remember Benjamin Berg, father of Madeline Hirschman, Berthold Goldsmith, father of Michael Goldsmith, Frances Croxton, sister of Tony Selman, Jack Miller, brother of Sandy Myrons, Jack Richmond, father of Judy Silverton, Liba Zar, mother of Jaime Zar, Morris Young, father of Carol Clifford, Walter Walters, father of Howard Walters, Manny Silverton, father of Philip Silverton, Sophie Noble, mother of Steve Noble, and Erica Shendel, friend of Steve and Joan Noble. And in Mosaic Liberal, we remember Jeff Baum, father of Jennifer Gridley, Rebecca Baum, daughter of Linda Baum, Rose Brown, mother of Judith Sonnenberg, Bob Cash, father of Lindsay Cohen, Cyril Conway, husband of Irene Conway, and Harold Mitchie, husband of Phyllis Mitchie. Zichronam livracha. May the memory of their love and guidance be a source of enduring blessing. In loving memory we sanctify your name, as we say, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chai echon v'yom echon, hei b'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman karif v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach la'alam u'la'amei almaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי די קודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה די אמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם ואמרו amen. Please be seated. I'm just now handing over to Stefan online, who will take us through the announcements.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Rabbi Kathleen for taking the service tonight. There's quite a lot going on, or a few things going on this week. I'll bring up my screen. If ever you want to know what's happening at Mosaic, you can always go to the Mosaic website, click on calendar, and you get a full month's worth of everything that's happening. In terms of the immediate future, tomorrow morning, Reform Shabbat service at 10:30, led by Rabbi Kathleen, and at 10:45, Liberal Shabbat morning service, led by Mark Schultz. We have, if you've not seen it, if those of you in the building might have seen some of the art exhibition going on, that's carrying on all next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Tuesday, we have the walking group, we've got Friendship Club meeting. There's a drop-in and play session, so for young children, parents, grandchildren, if you want to come along to that, that's 1:30 till 3, that's on Tuesday. And in the evening at 7 p.m, we have Untangling Our Tradition. So once again, if you want to come along there, adult education, I think that will be on Zoom, I believe. It's not in the building. It did actually say there one more, I think. See if I can find it. One more, which was... There we go. Walking group, drop in and play. Oh, that's right. At 8 o'clock, if you want to come along to this, meet the founder of Gesher EU, Emily Green. If you want to know how people in the ultra-Orthodox transition, if you like, into the modern world, come along to that. That's 8 o'clock in the evening. You need to let the office know that you're coming for that one. So that's on Tuesday evening. If I can go back to the calendar. And then I think that's it. Then we've got, where are we? Wednesday, we've got Melody Makers. Thursday, we've got games. And that brings us around to next Friday. The only thing I would mention is next Shabbat afternoon, we have Rabbi Josh Levy and Rabbi Charlie Baginski coming to Mosaic to talk to us all about the whole progressive Judaism movement and the one umbrella organization across liberal and reform and Masorti, I think, for that matter. So come along to that if you want to. That's next Saturday, and I'll leave you to look at the website for everything else, and we'll conclude the service with either Yigdal or Adon Olam.
Thank you very much, Stefan. That was very comprehensive. Yes, it's up to you, Yigdal or Adon Olam. What's it going to be? Adon Olam? Adon Olam it is. So, page 320. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא אדון עולם לעת נשא כחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא כחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא אדון עולם והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא כחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה אדון עולם בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמזרע אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא כחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצורך לי ביום צרה אדון עולם, והוא ניסי ומנוסי, מנת כוסי ביום נקרא אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא להתנסה, כחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, בידו אף כדרוכי, בעת ישן מהיר אדון עולם, ואם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא ירא אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא, כחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. Now, that brings us to the end of the service. We always end with a final blessing. Yevarachenu Adonai v'yishmerenu. Yair Adonai panav eleinu v'yichunenu. Yisa Adonai panav eleinu v'yasem lanu shalom. May God bless us and keep us. May God's face shine upon us and be gracious to us. May God's face turn towards us, give us and the whole world peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. If you want to hang on for a second, we'll do Kiddush. And you can find Kiddush on page 452 of the Reform Siddur, or you can find it on page 564 of Siddur Lev Chadash. I'll just find it myself. So if you have a becher, and you have some wine, whiskey, orange juice, lemonade, water, whatever you want, please feel free to join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'avav ratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila l'mikrei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'avav ratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And should anybody have any challah there? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Stefan. Dr. Mandy.
I will do indeed. Are you all well?
Thank you. Yes.
Jolly good.
Thanks for the service.
You're more than welcome. Rania, good. Glad you could join us.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's it. We may be small in number, but I think
glad to be here with you.
Absolutely. It's lovely to have you with us. I think it's quality, not quantity, we go for. So anyway, we'll see.
Definitely.
That's it. Well, we may see some of you tomorrow. If we don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful week. I was saying enjoy the weather, but try to stay dry out in the weather. I don't know what it's like in Paris, Rania. Is it pretty wet over there?
Oh, it's wet as well. Yes,
there we go. See, the English and the French, we have so many things in common, like lousy weather. So
we like to share.
Exactly.
That's it, yeah. We don't want to keep it just this side of the channel. You can have it that side as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We take it with our love, yes. Anyway.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you all again soon. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Have a safe journey home. Bye,
Shalom.
everybody.
See you.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye bye. Thank you.